Center, the police memorial. There's steel from the 9/11. And what I'd like each one of you to do, there's granite that's set next to the steel. And when you get a chance, please take a moment, stand on the piece of granite and put your hand on the piece of steel. That's what it's there for. It's a living memorial, this park. It's not just to be looked at, it's to really, for you to be involved with. It's an incredible experience. I'd like to thank, first of all, the DeMuro family, Al, Albie, Brian, Rachel, and Cheryl, who started this project and finished this project. I'd like to also thank Ken and Lucy and Stephanie Schmidt for all of their hard work, dedication, and emotional support at a time that's been very difficult for them as well. From the NJLCA, I would like to thank Gail Woolcott, who is the person behind the scenes who made everything happen. I'm sure a lot of you didn't think this could get finished in 3 or 4 weeks. I was one of those people, and Gail's the reason we got done one day ahead of schedule, so thank you very much, Gail. To my good friend Chris Harisic, who's out there somewhere, who always says yes and jumped in with me to get this place built. To Anthony Petrocelli, who loved demolishing what was here beforehand. To Andrew Lala and John Freitag of Yellow Wagon Landscaping, who put this incredible, beautiful memorial park together. Huge round of applause for the design. To Valerie and Jason Huffnagel and Huffnagel Landscaping, who has, I can't imagine how many hours into this project. And without them, this never would have been built, let alone built in 3 or 4 weeks. Also to Anthony Senator, who just about a week and a half ago jumped in and helped us with the masonry work and with the incredibly skilled employees that he had. Again, this could not have been built without him. And to Gregory Argetta of Gregory Landscaping, who Al pulled off the street because he was driving by, who, and that's the kind of guy Al is, who pulled him off the street, and Gregory, again, jumped in the next day. To the equipment companies, Bobcat of North Jersey, Gamca, United Rentals, and also to Cambridge Paving Stones, who donated equipment and materials or deeply discounted them. To the Township of Fairview, I'd like to thank Paul Giuliano and the Department of Public Works, who did anything that we needed anytime and really helped out just tremendously to get this project done. To the Chief of Police, Frank Del Vecchio, and the entire Fairview Police Department. To Fire Chief Paul Neville and the entire Fairview Fire Department. To Nice Marmorelis, who did anything that was asked of her, and even things that were not asked of her, to help this project get completed. I want to thank the neighbors along Fairview and Hancock for tolerating the noise, the dust, and the overall inconvenience, especially Mrs. Masso Ranero, who let us use her water and electricity. She also let us sit on her steps just to get out of the sun. I want to thank all of the residents of Fairview that encouraged us driving by with their thumbs up, with their positive comments, and with their horn honking, which I think was to make us feel good about it, but I'm not totally sure. I want to thank Mrs. Correa, who I met on the day of the groundbreaking, who inspired all of us and who we promised that we would get this project completed. And I want to thank her for giving us the inspiration that we needed to make this happen. A few weeks into this project, we were, weather was hitting pretty bad. We had an earthquake, as you all know. We had flooding. And Mr. Gutierrez came by and really, again, re-energized us and got us excited about getting the project and realized what this park is really all about. It's a memorial to the families. I want to just thank a couple of my family members who are here today. To my mother, Mickey Shaland, who has always been my biggest fan. Hi, Mom. To my father, who passed away 3 months prior to 9/11. To my daughters, Sydney and Jake, who always make me smile. And to my wife, Kathy, who supports everything that I do. Thank you. The last note is that my hopes are that this park and this place really provides some comfort to the families who have lost so much 10 years ago. Thank you to everybody.
At this point, it is an extraordinary honor to recognize a man that could be in 570 other places tonight, in light of the fact that he covers the whole state of New Jersey as its United States Senator. He's a man that grew up about 3 to 5 miles from here in Hudson County, has always been an enormous supporter of the people here in northern New Jersey, across this state and across this country, and it is an honor and a privilege. We are enormously grateful for his presence. Please join me in a warm Fairview welcome for the Honorable United States Senator Robert Menendez.
Thank you very much. Good evening, Mayor Bellucci, distinguished members of the Municipal Council, to the Reverend clergy that are assembled here with us today, to Mayor and State Senator Sacco, and to my dear friend in the United States Congress who represents Fairview and is an extraordinary advocate for the interests of the people, not only of Fairview, but of the 9th Congressional District, and that's Congressman Steve Rothman. I appreciate him very much. And above all, to those family and friends who lost a loved one on September 11th, both here from Fairview and across the state and across our country. 10 years ago, we stood witness to history and another day of infamy. We remember the Twin Towers on that day against the cloudless blue September sky, that blue September sky turning gray, and smoke and ash blanketing the city. On that day, Americans responded united as one nation. Thousands stood in line to give blood, to volunteer. Instinctively, families brought food to firehouses to comfort exhausted firefighters who had put their lives on the line. On that day, we turned to the comfort of family, friends, and neighbors. We drew closer as a nation, resolved to take a stand, and the world stood with us. I'll never forget on that fateful day when I was in the nation's capital, and the Capitol was evacuated because it was thought that the plane that ultimately crashed in Pennsylvania was headed towards the Capitol. After it became clear that there was a degree of security of members of Congress coming together in defiance, standing on the Capitol steps without the authority to return, joining hand in hand, not as Republican or Democrats, not as independents, not from north or south or east or west, but as one set of Americans united and singing on that fateful day, God Bless America. Now, 10 years later, we still struggle to fully understand how the events of 9/11 changed the way we live, the way we view the world, and the threats we face. They sought to terrorize us, but we would not be terrorized, and we will not be terrorized, and in fact, we send a very clear message, as Osama bin Laden found out, that we will seek justice and we will deliver justice because this is the United States of America.
Yeah!